טוב, בסייעתא דשמיא נראה קצת כמה עניינים מצוות משלוח מנות. משלוח מנות איש לרעהו. המצווה היא לשלוח 2 מנות לאיש אחד. יש בגמרא 3 דוגמאות איך רבותינו הקדושים קיימו מצוות משלוח מנות. הדוגמה הראשונה, רבי יהודה נשיאה, הנכד של רבי יהודה הנשיא, שלח לרבי הושעיה משלוח מנות. מה הוא שלח לו? ירך של העגל, שהוא שלישי לבטן, שהוא משובח, ושלח לו בקבוק של יין. He sent him like the pulque and a bottle of wine of a veal meat. Okay? So he sent him, רבנו, you fulfilled mitzvat Mishloach Manot. Then comes another example in the Gemara. Rabba Bar Nachmani sent to Mare Bar Mor a case of dates and another cup of sweet flour. It's made in a special way. They ground the wheat when it's not completely well done. They do it caramel, becomes sweet flour. Okay? Abaye wasn't happy. Abaye was the messenger, the person to deliver it. He wasn't happy with this Mishloach Manot that Rabbah is sending. Rabbah was his adopted father and his Rebbe. Because Abaye was an orphan. He was an orphan from birth, Abaye. Yeah, when his mother was conceived, his father passed away. When his mother delivered him, she passed away. And Rabba Bar Nachmani adopted him, and he raised him in his house, and he taught him Torah, and he became one of Gdolei Ador, Abaye. One of the most famous Amoraim in the Gemara. Almost there is no page without Abaye. So the Rabbah, now he's his Rebbe and his father, he sends him to take this Mishloach Manot to Mare Bar Mor. But Abaye told him, if a farmer becomes a king, a farmer got a position, he became a king, he doesn't take off his necklace, he doesn't take off his neck. The case he carries the food for the animals. He has a case that he carries food, that he gives food to the farm animals. He doesn't take it off. That's a mashal. What he was trying to say. Rabbi in the beginning he was poor. So if he sent Mishloach Manot, dates and flour, it fits to his budget. But now he became Rosh Yeshiva. And in the olden days, Rosh Yeshiva, that means they made him very wealthy. Because Rosh Yeshiva doesn't have to have any other worries. He needs just to focus on how to make the next generation Gdolei Ador. If he needs to worry about Parnasah, so he cannot focus on the Talmidim. So they used to give him a nice budget so he can live comfortable and be not just comfortable, like a king. They treated him like a king. So he says, now, Baruch Hashem, you became a king. So why are you sending Mishloach Manot so cheap? Dates and flour. But Rabbah didn't pay attention to him. He says, take it. Okay, he followed the instructions, he took it. And he came to Mare Bar Mor. Mare Bar Mor accepted it. And he said, okay, I want to return him Mishloach Manot also. What did he send him back? He sent him back a bag of ginger and a bag of long pepper, the spicy one. Yeah? Ginger and long peppers. So Abaye was making a comment also. He says, now Rabbi is going to say, I have sent him a sweet Mishloach Manot, and he sends me a spicy one. Yeah? And he was laughing. Okay, he took it. And then there's another story in the Gemara. Rabbi Bar Hanina, the Rabbi Bar Hanina, they were very poor. They didn't have enough for Seudat Purim and for Mishloach Manot. So they exchanged their meals. This one brought his meal to his friend, and he gave him the food that he cooked. Yeah? That's how they did Mishloach Manot and Seudat Purim. Okay. Now, Rambam, when Rambam is bringing this Gemara to Halacha, Rambam is actually bringing the summary of the Gemara as follows. It says, Mishloach Manot you fulfill by sending either 2 portions of meat, or 2 kinds of food, or 2 kinds of cooked food. Where does Rambam get those examples from? So cooked food, we can see from exchanging the meals. It's 2 kinds of cooked food. It has to be 2 manot, of course. And 2 type of foods, that's also we see from the dates and flour and ginger and pepper. 2 types of food. But 2 portions of meat, it seems like there's no source for it. Because the first story, Rabbi Yehuda Nesiah have sent, what did he send? He sent a piece of meat, the yarech, and wine. And the Rambam does not mention wine. Instead, is mentioning 2 portion of meat. Why he is not bringing the wine example the Gemara brought, that story, and where did he got the idea from that he can send 2 portions of meat? But the story that's been brought in our Gemara, that's the version of the story on the text of the Gemara of Rashi. Rabbeinu Hananel had a different version of the story. And it goes as follows. First, Rabbi Yehuda Nesiah sent to Rabbi Yeshua the meat, הירך. איך אומרים ירך באנגלית? Thigh. The thigh of the veal. Yeah? And the jar of wine. And the response of Rabbi Yeshua was, קיימת בנו רבנו מצוות מתנות לאביונים. Not Mishloach Manot. And why is that, says Rabbeinu Hananel? Because you have sent me only 1 mana, which is the thigh. And Mishloach Manot has to be 2 manot. And you send me only 1 mana. What does it mean? He did not consider the wine as a mana. So Rabbi Yehuda Nesiah have sent them again the whole veal. Yeah? All the parts of the veal. The thigh, the ribs, everything. And 3 jars of wine. Oh, so he sent them back. Now you fulfill mitzvah Mishloach Manot. That's the version of the story that Rabbeinu Hananel brings. And actually, if you look in Masechet Megillah Yerushalmi, you're going to see that that's the version of the story over there also. In the beginning, he said to him, you did not fulfill Mishloach Manot because you sent me only 1 mana. What about the wine? Wine is not a mana. It has to be food, not liquid, not drinks. And afterwards, when he sent him the whole veal, which has many portions of meat, so yes, now you fulfill the mitzvah of Mishloach Manot. Now we see 2 things. We see the source of our Rambam, where he got the 2 portions of meat as Mishloach Manot. And we understand also why Rambam did not mention wine. Because he followed what? He followed the version of the story, that's what he had in front of him. He had the same version of Rabbeinu Hananel. It's very interesting that Malach HaMagid, Maran Bet Yosef used to have a Malach, was teaching him Torah. Malach min HaShamayim, an angel from heaven, used to come and teach Maran Bet Yosef Torah. And he wrote a sefer from the Hidushei Torah he was teaching him. It's called Magid Mesharim. It goes by the parashiyot of the Torah. And then he was talking to him also about, he was encouraging him very much to speed up the, he was writing the main sefer, Bet Yosef, the largest sefer that he wrote, Maran Bet Yosef, the Pirush on Sefer Aba'at Turim. So the Malach HaMagid used to tell him, you have to hurry up. There's 3 other Hachamim trying to write the same Pirush as yours. Whoever is going to be Zocheh to publish it first, he's going to be Zocheh min HaShamayim, that it's going to be on his name. So hurry up. And yes, Maran Bet Yosef was the first one to publish it. Arama was writing, and Rabbi Yosef Taichak was writing, and he was the first one to publish it. Rabbi Yosef Karo. Rabbi Yosef Maran Bet Yosef. So, Malach HaMagi told Maran, the angel told Maran, you should know that Rambam, many times he has a different opinion than Tosafot and Rashi and other Rishonim, because he had the text of his Gemara from the Gaonim, Rav Hai Gaon and Rabbeinu Hananel, and he's mostly right. That's what he said to him. Because his Nushaot, the Nusach, the text of the Rambam, is more precise. Now we see again that the Rambam has this Nusach, according to Rabbeinu Hananel, which is the Nusach also in the Talmud Yerushalmi. There is another Pirush in the Talmud Yerushalmi. Ritva says the Yerushalmi said the reason why he told him that a tie is not enough for Mishloach Manot, it's not because it's one mana, it's because it's not hashuv enough. It's not that important. Just a thigh and a jar of wine is not important. When he resent him the whole veal and 3 jars of wine, now it's hashuv. Now it's expensive, Mishloach Manot. That's a different pirush. But Rabbeinu Hananel specifically and clearly says that the reason why he did not fulfill the mitzvah Mishloach Manot, it's because it was only 1 mana. And Mishloach Manot has to have 2 manot. And why it was just 1 mana? He considered the yarech only as a mana, but not the wine. According to this opinion, we cannot fulfill mitzvah Mishloach Manot with drinks. We can fulfill the mitzvah with food. Of course, you can add a drink. Once you have 2 types of food, you can add a drink, because the minimum is 2 types of food. So now you have 3 or 4, so of course you're fulfilling the mitzvah. So that's a mahloket. It's not agreed. According to Rashi, and the text of the story that's been brought in front of us in the Talmud, he did fulfill the mitzvah Mishloach Manot on the first time when he sent the wine. And many poskim are ruling like this, like Sefer Trumat Hadeshen, Sefer Magen Avraham, Torah Zahav, other poskim, they're all concluding that drinks and food is the same. And you can send even 2 types of drinks and that's going to be good enough. But according to Rabbeinu Hananel, and Talmud Yerushalmi, as we said, and looks like that's how Rambam is posking, that's not going to be good if a person is sending only drinks, or if he sends one type of food and 1 type of a drink. So nowadays, Baruch Hashem, people do so many Mishloach Manot. You send to so many people, and the basket usually you're preparing is so many kinds of food. You have candies and chocolates and this and that, and hamantash and all kinds of stuff. Of course, you fulfill the mitzvah. Yeah, no problem. But if a person is very tight and is trying to do the mitzvah, on a 1 Mishloach Manot budget, and he has a small amount, what should he choose? Better to choose 2 types of food than to choose 1 food and 1 drink. Because on 1 food and 1 drink, you have a mahloket. And if it's 2 types of food, it's for sure good. Yeah? Halacha lema'aseh, if a person already sent 1 Mishloach Manot, he said, that's what I had only chocolate and wine, and I sent it like this. Did I was fulfilled the mitzvah or not? We are concluding that he fulfilled the mitzvah. Why is that? Because it's the Rabbanan. And on the mahloket of the Rabbanan, we're lenient. Safek the Rabbanan le'akel. Yes, please.
You have to have 2 different halachot. So
not necessarily. Right. So from this Rambam you see that the idea of 2 different berachot, it's wrong. Right? Rambam did not say two kinds of berachot. It says 2 portions of meat, or shne mine ma'achal, or shne mine tavshil. And neither of them is even close to 2 different berachot. I think the idea of 2 different berachot is just to make it easier for people to understand. Why do I need to choose? Okay, because if you have 2 candies, one is red and one is yellow, is that 2 types of food? But if you say one is mezonot, one is shakor, so it's more clear. But the truth is, according to Rambam and many poskim, it does not depend on the beracha. It really depends on the type, on the kind of a food. And if it's 2 kinds of meat, obviously we see from Rambam that even if it's from the same animal, like veal here, talking about veal, doesn't have to be from a sheep, let's say lamb and veal. Doesn't have to be 2 different, or chicken and turkey. It can be from a veal meat, but 2 different parts of the veal, like a thigh and a rib steak. Yeah, according to Rambam, that would be good enough also.
And about with the sweet flour, is it ready to eat? Should it be prepared? Like, or is it flat? Like, we don't
Why? We see from that it doesn't have to be cooked already. It can be raw, and then you cook it, you bake it. That's good also. You can send raw meat. Yeah, a person can fulfill the mitzvah with raw meat. That's what we're learning from these stories in the Gemara. Also, ginger and long pepper, usually it's used as a spice. You don't just eat it like this as a food. It's not a snack, right? So you see, the spices are also good. What are you going to do with the spices? You're just going to add them to another salad, to another tavshil. That should be good also. That's what we're learning from these stories, and we have many good conclusions how exactly we should do mitzvah Mishloach Manot. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen. Rabbi Hanaya ben Akashya omer.